What's up, y'all? Episode 278. That's right. I made it. Well, what's going on with y'all this week, man? What a week we have. Well, what a week for me. But anyway, well, the NBA playoffs preview is the NBA playoffs is about to play out. Dame now says he might want out. Zion, he might need to move out. Kyrie, he might about to fly out. The Falcons, they probably about to trade out. Odell, he flies out. The Braves bats out. And my finger almost got taken out. But anyway, we all here for episode 278. Let's get it started.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Red, Coach, and Rev this week. We're coming to you live from the ATL Show. Giving you real sports talk because we are real sports fans who are real sports athletes who have what, gentlemen?
Real sports knowledge.
So hang out with your boys, Red, Rev, Coach, and Armani for episode 278 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. And as is our custom, we turn our sports attention and our sports numbers to the very capable coach, most weeks, Coach. Patrick Thomas. What you got for us, Coach, for 278?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. This is going to be real easy. I ain't got to waste any time. My number 278 goes to a man who is the number 2 pick in his draft and who everybody considers, if you don't, you missing something, the greatest offensive lineman in NFL history. Played most of his career for the Cincinnati Bengals. I give it to you, number 78, Anthony Munoz. Came from, I want to ask you, what college did he come from? What university did he come from?
Was it USC?
It looked like it was USC. I'm going to go with USC. Yes, sir.
The only way you're going with a bingo.
Yeah. But you can't deny that talent, man. Munoz didn't let nothing happen. Hey, he was a fence, baby.
Yeah, I have to give you props. I think most of us saw him play. I'm not sure about Monty. Did you catch Anthony Munoz? Yeah. But yeah, that's a good pick. At least 3 out of the 4 were alive.
I wasn't even alive yet.
You were alive, but you were a baby. You probably don't remember.
Yeah.
But all right, thank you, Coach. I knew there had to be a twist to it when you're giving a bingo.
Yeah.
A bitter rival in the NFL, so yeah. Let's see who's representing the Revenite Nation. Looks like they're slow to come this week, but we got enough representation. We do have an officer in the camp. Let's see who's in there. What up, Joe Black? In Jacksonville. Vincent Woodruff, the VP, was all over it, Coach. And the VP is in the building. Go ahead on, hit that gavel, sir. We're grateful we have a VP who can take over when the president is not here. Armani was a twinkle in his daddy's eye. Joe Black on YouTube. Come on, man. Stop it, man.
Here we go. Perfect for it.
All right, gentlemen. My fault, man. I got the wrong stuff up there. We were just trying to say hello. That's not Revenite, no coke dope. So y'all forgive me. I'm trying to come back from load management. So y'all please forgive me.
Fine. All right.
I'm trying to get back into my rhythm. I'm here in ATL. Got to cut out. It's short because I got a flight to catch to get back to PA because I got some work to do. But nevertheless, glad to be back in the ATL. Glad to be back on the show. And let's do it, gentlemen. We're going to dope, nope, and cope. We'll start with Red, and then we'll go around the horn. What are you doping on, Red?
I'm doping on NBA Twitter, clowning Pat Bev. He sure did guarantee a lot when he got traded to Chicago. And the only thing he guaranteeing now is that he'll be on the flight to Cancun in probably the next few hours. So, Pat Bev, you wanted revenge. You thought you were going to get revenge. And now, only thing you getting is a review board next season when it's time for your contract to come up. So, So I'll see you. We'll see you next season, Pat Bear. You thought you were gonna do something? You thought you were gonna get revenge on my Lakers, dude? Who do you think you are, man? You are nothing but a little troll, a little goblin. Now go home. Okay, the NBA season is over. You are home where you belong. The NBA playoffs about to begin, and my Lakers are in, and you are out off the team. Thank you, God. Okay, so. Good job, NBA Twitter, for showing Pat Bev, giving Pat Bev a real reality check.
That's enough, Red. All right, we got Go ahead, Armani. What are you doping on?
I'm doping on Buddha Baker, who says he wants out of the Arizona Cardinals. Listen, Buddha, your talent is great. I don't blame you. You see the ship burning. Hey, he's like, nope, I want out of here. It's time to go. I got to go somewhere where my talents will be appreciated, and I know that we can win. So, hey, Buddha Baker, go somewhere else, start winning again, and get your money, brother.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent.
Coach, what are you doping on?
My dope moment goes to the Tampa Bay Rays, who recently tied the Braves record for most wins to start the season 13. They couldn't pull it off last night. They finally lost, but still, that's an accomplishment in itself, winning 13 straight games. Now, Rays don't mess around and lose 13 straight.
All righty, Coach. Doping on those Tampa Bay Rays. All right. Why did they take the devil out of it?
There's a few comments people had to say about that. They didn't like the devil being in anything, so they just decided to be the Rays. Even though a devil ray was a marine fish in the water, but still, devil kind of unnerved some people. So,
okay, so that's what messed them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, Coach. Maybe if they had won the 14th, I would agree with you, though. But just tired. I thought I wanted them to get it too. I really, because they probably would have been. I probably would have had them as a dope option had they got that record. But
yeah,
it's a good start to the season.
Yeah, I give them credit for tying the record. They're getting the record
books. Yeah, I didn't know the Braves was up there. 82 Braves.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, let me go it on. And as I dope, thank you all for that commentary. I'm doping on one Jordan Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
His season with a 12-game hitting streak. It finally came to an end this week. But nevertheless, that's a great way to start a MLB debut in his rookie season. And it also helps that he got a nice shade of color. All right, so that's something. So my man Jordan Walker, you got my dope.
Hey, Rev.
Hold on, Rev. Where's he from again?
The ATL, shawty.
There you go.
He went to Decatur High School. I remember seeing him.
Okay. All right. He's the real deal, man. He's the real deal.
All right. Coach, I actually believe you, Coach. I know how you love high school sports.
I coached against him.
Oh, okay.
When I was coaching at Grady, we played against him. Oh, yeah.
Well, he the real deal. All right, Armani. What's your note moment?
My note moment is for all the people online that's threatening Dr. DeRozan. Come on, y'all. She's just a little girl just supporting her dad. Like, come on. I mean, have we got to that point in society? Which I think we have. I mean, come on. Little girl trying to support her dad. All the Toronto fans getting after all the people online attacking her. Come on. I mean, that for her to be escorted out the arena like the way, I mean, come on. That's just unnecessary. Come on, folks. She's only, 6, 7 years old. Stop.
Oh, come on!
All right, Coach. Who you noping on?
Thank you, Armani, for stealing mine. I appreciate it. I meant well. Now, my dope moment is for
We're noping.
I'm sorry, is for NBA teams fighting each other all the time. What is the rise in this going on? NBA players want to swing on each other and get mad at each other. And Jaden McDaniels, you picked the wrong opponent. You picked the undefeated opponent, and you lost. So that's my note moment for the day.
All right.
No!
Man, that wall must have been talking a lot of trash to McDaniels, boy. Come on, McDaniels. I bet you won't hit me.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to name some specific names. I got a nope on Rudy Gobert.
Oh, here we go. Let's hear it, Rev. Let's hear it.
I mean, come on now. You can't be doing Mike Tyson punch out on the side. Somebody's encouraging you to rebound. I mean, after all, you're getting paid millions of dollars to rebound, and you're going to go after Kyle Anderson. You know, and Kyle Anderson has a good reputation on the team. He's well liked. That's why he could play in slow motion and still be on a roster. So you know you can't hit slow-mo. So, Rudy, you got to pick your battles better. And then, on top of that, you cost your team possible seeding and almost a possible playoff berth. So you got to do better, man, because we already remember you as the COVID spreader in the NBA. Come on, bro. Slow down, be a team player, but not beat up your team. Be a team player. That's all.
You've got to be kidding.
All right, Red, what are you noping on?
Rev, can I just make one statement on your note? Now let's be real. Judging from that punch that Rudy attempted, that's more Michelle Tyson punch out than Mike Tyson punch out. I mean, Lord, who was Rudy gonna hurt with that little weak punch right there? Ugh, come on, Kyle. I'm just okay. Who am I noping on this week? I'm noping on one Isaiah Thomas. Lord. Zeke. Dude, how sensitive can you be, man? Okay, guys. Keyshawn and Max are interviewing Zeke this week for God knows why. Who knows? NBA playoffs about to start, probably there. And so they have a picture of Zeke. You know, they always have a picture of the person they're interviewing because it's not FaceTime. So they just talking to you, but you can hear the voice, but you can't see the person. So Isaiah has a problem with the first picture they have on them, so they take it down. He has a problem with the second picture they put up there. And he just, instead of him complaining and asking them to take that down, he just hangs up the phone on Keyshawn and Max. Way to go, Zeke. Way to be real, mature, and professional. Oh, my God. I tell you, man, you are getting about as sensitive as Kevin Durant these days. Is that Jordan talk that we was talking about weeks ago? Well, you brought it up, Zeke. You don't want to keep bringing up Jordan. You don't want to keep showing that you can't let it go after 30, 40 years. You don't want to acting sensitive as I don't know what. So this is all on you, Isaiah. And that's a big note for your unprofessionalism this week and your insensitivity this week. Nope, Isaiah, great player. But dude, you are becoming one sensitive guy.
All right, Armani, on to you, brother. What are you coping on?
I'm gonna cope with, I will be coping with all the Florida fans and all the NFL analysts who's gonna say, "Oh, Anthony Richardson deserves to be a top 5." Listen, nobody was even talking about this guy being a top 5 pick until a month ago. Y'all gonna be highly disappointed. So I'm gonna be coping with y'all little feelings when he's not picked top 5. He might even go top 10. He's just not that type of talent. I'm sorry, Florida fans. I'm sorry, NFL analysts that believes he has all the gifts. He's just not that guy. Sorry, but I will be coping with you when it don't happen.
Wow. Armani the draft analyst. Wow. He put it on him.
I hope he don't go top 5.
Top 10. I'm sorry.
I hope he don't, because you're going to have a lot of crow to eat.
Coach, did I start with you with nope?
Nope.
Well, you cope then. I was supposed to start with you.
My coat moment goes to one Sean Kemp. I thought he was in the clear with this, but now they're bringing up a sub charges against Sean Kemp, and he's facing a lot of time in jail. Unfortunately for him, like I said, I thought it was clear, but he's gonna have to cope with a trial because now they got some information, I guess, and now they're gonna take him to trial. So my coat moment goes to Sean Kemp and his situation. I don't understand these gun-toting NBA players, but hey, whatever.
Since I messed up, Red, you go before me. What are you coping on?
Okay. I'm coping with one Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer, dude, will you leave Lakers names out of your mouth? Okay. First, you beefing with Kyle Kuzma, a former Laker champion, and if that ain't enough, you got to bring Rick Fox into it, a former three-time Laker champion, and they just keep roasting you with your ringless butt. Okay, you are a journeyman, a role player. Accept this, Spencer. It's nothing, no shame into that. But when you coming for Laker players who have rings, they gonna get on you, buddy. Okay, so please, Spencer, cope with the fact that you are a role player, a journeyman, and when an NBA trade is announced, you might be in it. Okay, leave Kyle out of this. Leave Rick out of this. Leave all my Lakers out of this. Okay, because you ain't one of us. Okay, we have rings, you don't. So just accept your fate, accept your role, Spencer Dinwiddie. And can you please stop bringing up former Lakers and your beef with Kyle Kuzma? And on top of that, why are you even beefing with Kyle Kuzma, man? Geez, Spencer Dinwiddie, just trying to keep your name relevant.
All righty, and I will conclude this, Cope. I am coping on the fact that the Braves lost arguably their MVP for a few days, Orlando Arcia, who went down with a major injury, a little fracture. So hopefully he'll only be down for a short period of time. But that was a tough loss, and we'll see what I do. Vaughn Grissom will do later on. He started off pretty good yesterday, so we'll see what's going on. I'm sure more of that will be brought forth during the Braves report, but I had to lift up our Orlando Arcia because he obviously has been the biggest Braves bat in the lineup so far this year. All right. Let's see what Revenite Nation is talking about as we go to them. Let's see who we got. Revenite Nation is in the Heezy, as the VP said. Let's see. I was just in Pittsburgh this past week, meetings. Okay, he was talking to somebody. Vincent Woodruff doping at Leah Boston being selected #1 overall in the WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever. Didn't even realize that went on. No, I'm just playing.
Come on.
Hey, Rev, you got a point. That should have been a notebook, Coach. I forgot all about that.
You're right, Lou. Tennis on our time for Boo to go elsewhere. Maybe you should go to Seattle so that DK doesn't hawk him down on another INT. I'll bet the New Jersey Devils didn't change their mascot name. They showed didn't.
Nope.
Falcons GM Terry Fontenot working hard to improve the defense. That's debatable. Brother Tony, good morning, fellas. Let's go. Love the show. I'm on 3 weeks, no curse. Appreciate you, bro. Glad you. Thanks so much for coming on. Joe Black noping on Sean Kemp facing life sentence. What Coach talked about. The VP, I'm with Armani. You weak cowards being affected by a 9-year-old enthusiastic fanatic. Yeah, that's sad. VP is double doping on Texas Southern being the first HBCU to win national title at the National Cheerleaders Association. All right.
Yeah.
Go TCU. Let's see. They're having a personal conversation. We don't want that conversation going on. Armani McShay. What's going on, Kelly Kell?
Kelly.
Brother Rossa.
No, Anthony Richardson. And
Good morning to you. VP is coping. The WNBA draft is passed for 2023. There are college players that will utilize every ounce of their college eligibility so that they can earn their max while in school. In their case, getting drafted by the W means a pay cut. Ouch. That's
It really is.
That is. Kelly said Braves ball yesterday.
Anyway.
Every day, Kelly.
On it again. Joe Black, Terry Fono working at nauseum to improve the defense of an irrelevant team.
Whoa.
Can I say I'm pretty excited about the Atlanta Falcons defense? Atlanta be making moves for defense. How y'all feel? We'll get to that just a moment. All right, brother Tony, hang out with us.
Wow.
We're glad the Revenite Nation is in the Heezy. It seems like some smoke is already pumping or burning, rather.
Yeah, I'm liking this right here.
Already, so we'll see what's going on. All right, gentlemen, let's get into these hot topics. And that there are 3 names that have come forward for the NBA MVP finalist. 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo, whatever you say that name, the Greek freak. And then we have the Joker, Jokic, and then trust the process. Joel Embiid,
Stop
Philadelphia.
smiling, Armani.
All right, so let's
I
go,
don't know why. Well, you been dogging them out all year.
Coach.
I have not been dogging Joel out.
Coach, we're gonna start
Yeah,
with you. Who
you
should
happy about them now?
and why? What says you, Coach?
Woo! This gonna be. I can eliminate, and not a slight on him, but Joker, your team has been struggling. I don't know if that's because of you or load man or whatever, but you all have been struggling down the stretch, and it's not a good look going into the playoffs. So I don't know. And then I kind of can drop Giannis because he has a excellent supporting cast, and I don't know. I think they can win without him. Not well, they'll make playoffs, but Joel Embiid has decided to put the 76ers on his back and say, hey, this is my year, this is our year. We're going to go as far as I take them. So I guess my vote goes to Joel Embiid.
The Trust the Process has a vote on the Red and Rev Sports Show. Because I think I know where Armani is going, I'm going to turn to Red. And Red, who's your MVP, sir?
You should know where I'm going to. The team Embiid. I mean, I've been an Embiid fan. I want Embiid on the Hawks. I would love for this guy to end up on the Hawks one day, but not when he passes prime. If we don't get him soon, then he might as well stay where he at. Like I say, I'm a big Embiid fan. I don't know where this Joker love came for the last 2 years, but the Joker has been balling. I kind of wish Embiid had won it earlier. But like I say, I kind of wish he'd be playing for some rings too, because it would be sad this guy don't win at least one ring in his career. I mean, he deserves it. He's that big of a talent. And like Coach said, this is his year. Joker, you took a few games off and your team kind of slid back. So it's like you were just dominant the whole season. Giannis is getting to the point you spoiled us for so long that even when you have great seasons, you've already won MVP twice. So people probably going to look for someone else to get an award to instead of giving it to you, even though Giannis, you've had a very perennial decent season yourself. It's Embiid's time. Embiid hasn't won no award yet, and he has really been balling this entire season. I mean, the 50-plus games, the games where he played against Joker and actually defeated him. I mean, his just determination and effort all season long, letting us know that he wants to win this award. Well, he's done it. Now that you've got your MVP out of the way, Joel, now you got to get one of these, buddy. But congratulations. This is definitely your MVP season.
All righty. Armani, make it unanimous and tell us why.
Look at him over there smiling.
Let the church say, first of all, let the church say amen.
Amen.
That's what I said amen a week ago.
Let the church say amen.
Hey, man.
I mean, let's be honest. Embiid is he should have won it last year, but we ain't going into that. All right, whatever.
That's what I say.
This is 2 straight seasons he's leading in scoring. Nobody's done that since Bob McAdoo in the 1970s. I mean, what else is there to say? Y'all said it all. He deserves it. I hope he can cap it off with the NBA Finals appearance. Because we need a championship. Now it's time to, top it off with a championship. It's been a while since Philly won one. So long as Embiid is putting the team on his back, we also got Harden leading the league in assists. So I think we can get there. I think we can get now. Will we win? I don't know. It depends, but we can get there. And Embiid deserves all the credit. He deserves majority of the credit, if not all of the credit. So
let the church
say amen.
Amen.
That's your song. That's it, Real.
Amen. Armani has spoken.
Yeah. Look. Armani preaching that gospel so much.
Real, that's your closing song, Real. Right.
MVP.
Mama Harris made an appearance to hear Armani preach the gospel.
Yeah.
How you doing, Miss Harris?
Good morning,
Hey, Miss Harris. Mama Harris.
I don't know if she was on the show last week or not, but she just celebrated her 75th birthday last week. Happy 75th birthday to one sister Sylvia Jones Harris, who I get the benefit of calling my mama. All right. The VP says 1983, and Julius Erving are walking through that door anytime.
Hey, you better get on with that somewhere.
Wow.
You a hater. That sounds like some hate coming from over there.
Well, I will be at the game on Tuesday. I got the playoff ticket, so I'll be at the game on Tuesday.
Oh man, real all them free perks you get up there in Philly. Playoff ticket. Yeah,
Going to the playoff
all over
games.
Philly, man. Real gonna give you a key to the city, man.
That's what my favorite is.
Stay away from Marvin Harrison neighborhood now.
For sure.
Yeah, don't go over there. Don't go over there.
At the car wash.
Stay away from the car wash, real.
Don't go
All
over
right,
there.
gentlemen, it is now playoff time with the seedings have set in, and we know who's playing who finally. We got the number one seed in the East, the Bucks, going against the Heat. We got the Celtics going against the Hawks. For that matchup, we got the 76ers going against the Brooklyn Nets. And then to finish it out, we got the New York Knicks going against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we'll start in the East first, since we all are all East Coast persons. And we'll start with the 1-8 matchup, which is not necessarily your typical 1-8 matchup, because it's not like the Heat are some trash. For after all, the Heat just last year were competing in the Eastern Conference Finals. So with that being said,
and thanks to who? Why are they the 8th seed?
okay, the Atlanta Hawks shocked the NBA world this past Tuesday, letting everybody know they got something to say.
Yeah, I need a wardrobe change. It'll be here soon.
I need to
get
me a new broom. That's a dirt. I'm gonna give me a new broom.
1-8 matchup. Let's go right in.
Bro,
We got the
why
Heat.
please? Ain't gonna be no sleep.
You got the Heat or the Bucks in how many games, Red?
Oh, it's on me? All right, we're gonna start with me with these Heat. I hope these Heat fans are watching. Maurice Thrower, you watching? Takia, Trevino, any Heat fan watching? It don't matter if you're watching or not, because guess what? You talking about the Hawks finna get swept. What's that song, Real? Sweet around. Sweet around. Oh, yeah, boy. Y'all ain't got a chance, and you know what, to do anything against Milwaukee, boy. I bet Milwaukee can go to Cancun and come back and beat y'all, man. This thing is going to be over with in 3 games. Nah, I'm just playing.
Yeah,
I'm getting
3.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Heat a little credit because they're a well-coached team. I know they shocked themselves. They in the AC. They did not want Milwaukee in the first round. I know you wanted Boston. Well, hey, y'all the one let Trey come down there and do y'all up. Now he got a chance to play Boston, and y'all got to play Milwaukee. I'm sorry, Heat. Bad timing. Y'all might get one. It might be a gentleman's sweep. One in Miami, but that's about it, Real. 5 games at the most, and it might be 4. Miami, you just inconsistent. You just like the Hawks all year long. Inconsistent, hanging around the 7-8 spot. We thought you had a much talented team, but you were just hanging around the bottom seed of the East all year long, and look where you ended up. You got a date with Milwaukee in the first round, and it's gonna cost you a first round exit. So. Love your air exposure, Jimmy. Love all the effort and the toughness you present, but you're going home in 4 games, not more than 5. That's about it, Rev. There's nothing more to say. He's going home in no less than 5 games.
Did you just call that man Eric Exposure? No, I'm just playing.
But he's gonna beat Eric exposure when he get exposed by these Bucks. I'll tell you, 5 games or less, this series is gonna be over with.
All right, Armani, tell us your spiel.
Is LeBron James walking through that door anytime soon?
No.
No.
Is Dwayne Wade walking through that door anytime soon? No. What about Alonzo Mourning? No. Bucks and four. I mean, no. Y'all had a rough season. Y'all barely got into the playoffs. I mean, it's just y'all not ready. This is not y'all year, man. Y'all been strong. I mean, y'all did good last year, but this year it's just not y'all year. So I'm gonna go Bucks and 4. It's gonna be a sweep.
All right, Coach. Do you share Armani's energy, sir?
I want to congratulate the Heat for making the playoffs. They looked dead in the water against Atlanta, but they found a way with Strus, who nobody had ever heard of before, Max Strus, who hit all those 3-pointers last night, to get in. But you know the saying goes, you get in last, you finish last. So goodbye, Heat. Y'all will be gone in maybe 5. I give 1 because road travel, maybe to go against the Bucks, but Bucks are too deep. They're too deep. Milwaukee in 5.
All right. So we got a 2 gentlemen sweep and 1 sweep, and I'm gonna go with the gentleman sweep. I think the Heat got at least 1 in them. So I'm gonna go Bucks 4 games to 1 to the Heat. Let's skip the Hawks since the Hawks are the hometown team on this panel. So we're gonna go to the Sixers versus the Nets. Armani, tell us how this series is gonna end since this is your team, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Sixers. I'm gonna say Sixers in 5. The Nets probably get 1 at home, but that's gonna be about it. I mean, the Nets, they just not deep enough. You know, the Sixers, as long as Embiid and you got Embiid, Harden, Maxey, and you know, we got the deeper team, so that's just what that come down to. And we got the more talented team, so I'm gonna say Sixers in 5.
He has the Sixers in 5, Coach. Are you feeling what Armani's showing or sharing?
Yeah, I agree with him because James Harden every now and then have a flake out moment. So yeah, the Nets will win 1. But I mean, the Sixers swept the series against the Nets, and there's no reason to think it'll be any different. They'll give them 1 just because of like we just got to talking about a gentleman sweep, and it'll be over soon. This one not gonna last. Sixers in 5.
I'm gonna go with 5 too. I think rest is going to be very important, and the Sixers need to get this thing done so they could be locked up with the Hawks Celtics winners, probably believing that the Celtics will be the ones who will beat the Hawks, and they've had a hard time with the Celtics all season long. But nevertheless, I wanted to say Sixers and 6 because I've seen them play in person enough to know that team is good for maybe dropping 2 unnecessary games. But because I think there's a sense of urgency now we're in the playoffs, I'm going to go with the Sixers in 5 as well. All right, Red, what you feeling about this 6 Nets series?
Well, this one, I'm taking the Sixers in 4. I'll see the Nets win the game in this series. I mean, look, Nets, we appreciate you guys hung on and played pretty decent basketball after those trades. You got rid of Kyrie, you got rid of Durant. Pretty much left for dead in the East, but you hung on and maintained the 6th seed. But I'm sorry now, playoffs are here. If you're facing the Sixers, they got much bigger dreams than you right now. And you're right, they got to be prepared for that Boston series. So, Joel, you probably need to sweep these guys up in 4 games. Don't waste no time, Jimmy, Maxey. 4 games. They not on the same level that you guys. If you got championship aspirations and you know you got Boston or even the Hawks on the second round, because both teams can give you have played you tough in the playoffs. You've been eliminated by both teams in the playoffs. So don't think the Hawks gonna be no piece of cake either, buddy. Okay, so what you need to do is get rid of the Nets and be ready for whoever come out of the second round. Get rid of these Nets in 4 games. They not worthy.
All right, on to the next series. Our coach, we're up to you at this point. We got the Cavs and, if I can get it, the Cavs and the Knicks.
Ooh.
Cavs and Knicks, good series. Cavs are the home team. Who you got? You going with Donovan or are you going with Brother Randall?
Ooh. This is a tough one to call. I think this one is the most competitive series out of all of them because both the teams are what and what. But I'm gonna go Knicks in 7 because the Knicks have something to prove, and they know good and well if they lose and they lose the series, well, they don't know, but if the Knicks lose the series to the Cavs, based on their inability to get Donovan Mitchell when they had a chance to get him, they're going to fire everybody in the front office if they lose to the Cavs. So I'm going to go with Knicks in 7.
All right. It's on me. I'm going to go Cavs in 7. Donovan Mitchell is arguably the best player in the series. Donovan Mitchell has the most playoff experience out of anybody in this series. He knows what it looks like. He can go get buckets. He can score them in bunches at times. Sometimes the Knicks struggle to score. I don't think I trust Randall. Plus, the last time I saw the Knicks in the playoffs, I saw them getting scrubbed up by one Trae Young. So I'm not enthused or excited about the Knicks. And I know Coach Tubbs, he can sure enough coach defense, but that offense is sometimes suspect. And I don't trust Brunson, Barrett, Randall, the left-hand bandits to be able to put up buckets, especially when they need it. So I'm going to go with the Cavs in 6. Red, who you got, man?
Hey, I just straight dissing the Knicks, man. I ain't gonna do them like that, man. I'm gonna get the Knicks a little credit now because they had a good season, like you say, Red.
Coach did go with the Knicks. Coach did go with the Knicks.
Oh, okay, Coach. Okay, that's right. Well, I'm gonna coach then. I'm going with the Knicks in 6 games. They're gonna close it out at home. Cause you say the Cavs got home field with the Knicks. They're gonna close that at home. I really like how the Knicks balled out this year. I mean, Jalen Brunson was a huge pickup. I mean, he was such a huge pickup. His pickup pretty much destroyed the Mavs. So Brunson, I'm gonna tell you another underrated piece that the Knicks picked up. Former Laker Josh Hart that they got at trading deadline. I like that pickup too, along with the other guys, the Quigleys, the big Robinson on defense, the Barretts, the supporting cast around Randall. Now Randall, I'm not quite sure his health. All this pending on Randall being healthy and ready to ball out. But if Randall is healthy and ready to ball out with Brunson, with Hart, with Quigley, with Robinson, with all the other guys, with Tibbs coaching that defense, you got to stop Donovan Mitchell now. You got to focus on Donovan Mitchell. But if you can hold Donovan Mitchell in check, I don't think the other guys are ready to step up and just beat the Knicks like that. I'm gonna take the Knicks in 6, but pending they get one of these games in Cleveland. They need to try to get the game today. So come on, Knicks. Show the world that y'all ain't no fluke, man. Don't have Stephen A going crazy. Knicks in 6. I can't believe I'm sticking with Stephen A team.
In 6. All right, Armani, are you going with Redrick and Kochic, or are you going with the
River I'm gonna say Cavs. I'm gonna say Cavs in 6. Donovan Mitchell ain't nothing to be messed with, and the Knicks, they about to show how much of a fluke they are. So I just don't believe in Randall in the playoffs. I don't trust the Knicks at all. Another basketball poverty franchise for the past 10 years. I just don't trust them. So I trust the Cavs more than the Knicks. So I'm gonna say the Cavs in 6.
What did you just call them? Or what?
A poverty franchise.
That's a low blow, ain't it?
Yes, those years with Patrick Ewing were there just didn't mean anything.
Yeah. Carmelo, finals with Jeff Van Gundy. Man.
Did they win anything?
They won with Willis Reed.
Armani, you can't even put that on
Spike Lee was a little boy.
I wasn't even born yet. Huh?
Patting that, Armani, poverty franchise.
Poverty franchise.
All right, now to the series that we're going to talk about. Great victory for the Hawks the other day. I think that's the only series victory that they're going to get in these playoffs. They don't match up well with the Celtics. The Celtics just have too much athleticism, perimeter. They have too much experience. They have too much depth. And then they have 2 go-to guys who could just get buckets when they need to. So I think the Hawks will not get swept. I like to say Quinn Snyder did show us his coaching ability in that series, that play-in game against the Heat. I think this series will be a little bit better than what people may think because Quinn Snyder can flat coach. I mean, at the end of the day, the man can coach. So I'm going to go Celtics in 6. They're going to surprise The Hawks are going to surprise people by winning at least 2. So I'm going to go Celtics in 6. What says you, Red?
Celtics in 7. That's right. Taking them all the way to the distance. We're gonna surprise them, and we're gonna surprise them so well they're gonna have me thinking they. Would you say real?
No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I hear you whispering up under your tongue about it. Anyway, that's right. You loyal to your team, I'm loyal to mine. All right. All those years you were loyal to your Sixers when they didn't have a chance in the playoffs. Okay. So now just taste some of my loyalty. Okay. I ain't saying we're gonna win the series. Of course not. I ain't gonna be that crazy now. But we can. Rev, you remember a few years ago when the Celtics won the championship? 2008, I remember. And they had who in the first round? A Hawks team that was probably more sorrier than this Hawks team right here they playing. And that Hawks team took them to the brink of elimination. 7 games it took that Celtics team, the world champion Celtics team, to eliminate the Hawks in 7 games. Well, let's see history repeat itself a little bit, because this Hawks team was not supposed to be this sorry this year, okay? With the trade for DeAndre, oh God, all these D's on the team. The trade for Murray, okay? It was the trade for Murray. We were supposed to not be in the AC. We were supposed to be around. What the Cavs did this year is what the Hawks were supposed to do this year. We were supposed to be around the 4th or the 5th seed. But okay, we wasn't. We were disappointed, but we still played well enough to make the playoffs. Okay, Hawks. Okay, Trae Young. Okay, team. Well, this is your chance to show people, all right? Like I said, I don't think you're going to win the series, but if you can just take these guys to 6 or 7 games, just show a little fight, maybe folks can see that, hey, it ain't time to break this Hawks team up. Maybe we can give them another chance going in the next season. And besides, we're going to take these scrubs we got anyway. We probably have to beg them to take them from us. But anyway, Celtics in 7 with the Hawks. I mean, giving y'all one of the best series that you didn't even think we was going to get. We're going to be shocked saying, what? Hawks and Celtics 7 games? That's right. Hawks, you better win your home games. Don't lose at home. Maybe you can sneak one on the road, win your home games. Who knows what can happen? I ain't going to go crazy there and say you're going to win the series, but just shock us. Play some decent ball. Try to get one up in Boston. Protect home court, and we'll see how this thing play out. But if you're asking for a real pick, I got to say Celtics in 7. You hear me, Mitchell? I'm going with your team, okay? Celtics in 7, but I don't believe it. I don't believe that, and I don't believe in y'all, because y'all green garbage are going down this year. You think y'all going to win the championship, Celtics? Absolutely not. You will not get that 18th ring before my Lakers. You hear me? Will not. Celtics hater right here, number 1.
All right, Armani, you have some expressions that we're to hear about. So what are you saying?
Let's take a moment of silence and bow our head and pray.
Please,
please just have mercy on the Atlanta Hawks. They're going out in the 4.
I'm changing my prayer.
Don't interrupt my prayer, Red. Lord, for they do not know better. Just let them have a great vacation. And I hope Trae Young goes somewhere else when he gets traded. In your son, Jesus' name, amen.
Oh my God.
Rev, I'm not picking the Knicks anymore.
Celtics and 4. Why are we wasting time on this holiday? Celtics and 4. I don't know why we're wasting time on this.
Hey, coach, you remember he said the same thing years ago. Sixers in 4 too. And what happened? It was Sixers getting eliminated.
Oh no.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember 2 years ago? Oh, okay.
Man, the VP done called Armani's prayer a eulogy.
Can we parade the colors? Let's
All right, coach, help us out, man.
Real, I'm gonna go with your pick. Celtics in 6. Hawks. See, the thing about the Hawks, they one of those teams that Jekyll and Hyde you to death. They make you think they're gonna be good, and then next thing you know, they don't, or they make you think that they struggle. Then they come up and beat you. So I just go Celtics in 6.
All right, so coach got the Celtics in 6.
That's why I gonna go 7 games, because you just don't know what Hawks team you gonna get. I'm saying
I know what we getting. I can't fool me.
I know a Sixers team we better not get, or you the one gonna be on here looking like that soon.
Oh boy.
That's how you gonna be looking like.
Rev going with the Celtics in 6, and then Red says Celtics in 7. We'll see who's true. Let's go on down to this Western Conference. Let's start with the Nuggets and the T-Wolves.
Oh
The
my
Nuggets and the T-Wolves. I'm gonna reverse it this time. No. We'll start with Red because when we conclude, we'll be with his Lakers, and he can go last. So Nuggets and T-Wolves. Who you got, Red?
Well, I don't know. Nuggets been playing so lackadaisical and with no sense of urgency the last few weeks. They're gonna have to turn that switch. They're gonna have to flip that switch and start back playing the way they was playing early in the season because the T-Wolves are balling right now. Nuggets, I hope you can flip that switch because it's the last team you want to get caught up in a real series with because believe it or not, they can beat you, Nuggets, okay? You guys are not that dominant to where teams just can't beat you, okay? You can get beat. And the Timberwolves can beat you because guess what? You guys split this season. 4 games, 2-2. So it ain't like nobody was just dominant over the other. No team played defense in any game. So bottom line, Rev, it's gonna come down to whatever team play the best defense and whatever team superstars show up. And boy, has anybody heard from Aaron Gordon on the Nuggets? What is he doing over there? I mean, this dude has been a ghost. I'm pretty sure he balling because they had a good record. But man, Jokic has been asleep the past few months. Aaron Gordon has been asleep. The tall kid, I don't forget his name, the one that's hurt all the time. He been asleep too. Oh Lord, somebody called me, but don't worry, I got it on Do Not Disturb. But like I say, ooh, this is tricky, real. You know what? I'm gonna get the T-Wolves a chance in this series to upset because nobody really thinks Denver's been dominant this year. And why not the T-Wolves? They the one balling right now. I know they a little inconsistent themselves, but they have played the Nuggets well this series. I am gonna pick an upset in this series, and I'm gonna take the Timberwolves in 6 games because all they gotta do is get one in Denver to get home court. I'm gonna take Timberwolves in 6 games. I don't know why. I just got a feeling that Denver is not that dominant team. They're not that dominant number 1 team that we used to in the West. I think Minnesota, if they focus, they could get this team a run for their money. I'm gonna take Minnesota in 6 games, real.
Armani, are you joining Red with the upset?
Nah, I'm gonna go Nuggets in 6. I just think Jokic, the Nuggets have the better roster and the better players. Yeah, I'm just going Nuggets in 6. I mean, I'm not saying that the T-Wolves can't do it, but nothing that they've shown me says that they can. So I'm gonna go Nuggets in 6.
All right, Coach, your thoughts.
Give me a minute to adjust my eyes. I just saw Stephen A. on TV with an orange suit and an orange tie. My eyes hurt for a minute. I don't know what he's doing.
Lord, he that loud today?
Wow. I'm gonna go with the rich, creamy Nuggets in 5. And for the simple fact is, Jokic against Rudy Gobert, Tyson against Michael Spinks, Jordan against one of those scrubs he used to beat up on. I mean, Rudy Gobert is gonna get destroyed by Jokic. He's not gonna be able to compete with him. They're gonna try to put Karl-Anthony Towns. That's gonna limit his offense. I'm gonna go with the rich, creamy Nuggets in 5. T-Will's not gonna win 1.
I'm gonna jump out there in that upset water with Red. I think this is actually a bad matchup for the Nuggets. Now, one injury that hurts the T-Wolves is that McDaniels injury. They could really use him in this series, but I like Karl-Anthony Towns and what I've been seeing in the past 2 games. I think he's playing with a sense of urgency. And we have to remember, Jokic shrinks in the playoffs.
Yes.
He is not that dominant in the playoffs. And the one who had a terrible game against the Lakers in the playing game will be the X factor for the T-Wolves in this series, and that's Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is no answer on the Nuggets for Ant-Man. Ant-Man should average at least 30 points. He could have a coming out party in this series. That's where the mismatch is, because the Nuggets have absolutely no one who can guard him. So that's going to be, if Ant-Man lives up to the hype,
Mm-hmm.
the Wolves will win this series, and I'll say in 6. In 6. But if Ant-Man does not live up to the Ant-Man hype, the Nuggets will win this series. So for me, it all comes down to Ant-Man, because you cannot trust Aaron Gordon. He's not going to put buckets. Jamal Murray's going to get some, but he's not going to play any defense. Then you got your boy Michael, what's his name, the shooter for the Nuggets?
Porter.
Yeah.
Michael Porter. He might go down. He's too streaky.
Right. I couldn't even remember his last name.
So the only persons that you can count on with the Nuggets is basically, this series boils down to Murray and Jokic versus Ant-Man and Karl Anthony Towns. And I say I'm going to give the edge to Ant-Man and Karl Anthony Towns. So I'm going to go T-Wolves in 6.
And Rev, don't forget about the sleeper in this is Mike Conley and his leadership.
No doubt about it. I forgot that, because he almost willed them against the Lakers.
Right.
That Joker was hitting clutch 3 after clutch 3. And I don't know what kind of basketball brain gas that fart that the T-Wolves had against the Lakers, because they had to beat, to be honest. All they had to do was execute down the stretch, and it seemed like they just forgot how to play. They were doing this little wheel motion that was giving the Lakers fits.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like the wheel just broke.
Spinning away.
How did the offense just, I know the Lakers eventually played like a little zone, but goodness gracious, there was no ball movement, no nothing. But I like the T-Wolves chance. All right, let's go to the next series.
Yeah.
Coach, Armani, you up for this one? Kings versus Warriors, sir.
Ooh,
Man,
all right. Man, this is a tough matchup. I mean, I'm gonna say Warriors in 6. Steph Curry, of course, Steph Curry will always be Steph Curry. The Kings, it seems like they have their up and down moments of where they have a few good games this past season, and then they'll go down the street, and then they had this streak of good games to get in the higher seed. But I think overall the Warriors are they're the better equipped team. They're the more experienced team. So with that, I'm gonna go with the Warriors in 6.
Coach, you going with Armani?
Yeah. But the reason is, I think the Kings I ain't gonna say that they have it just to get to the playoffs, because they finished number 3 seed, but they have zero playoff experience.
Yeah.
And the playoffs are a whole different animal. And the only reason I think is gonna go 6, because the Warriors are the worst team on the road in NBA history. If not, they terrible. I don't know why that happened. They can't win on the road for some reason, but that's the only reason I think it's going to go at least 6. And the Warriors are healthy. The Kings are healthy, but the Warriors healthy, that means a whole lot. You got all the pieces there together. Wiggins is the X factor. Will he be playoff ready? I think he is. So I'll go Warriors in 6.
Red, you going with this 6 stuff they talking about the Warriors?
Absolutely not. This is going to be a fire series. This thing going 7 games. And you know why it's going 7 games? Because of the reasons y'all just said. The Warriors cannot win on the road, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if they drop these first 2 in Sacramento and they'd be forced to have to tie it up when they go home, and they'll win the next 2. And back and forth until we get to that 7th game. Look, these 2 teams are similar, y'all. Let's break it down. You got 2 explosive point guards. You got a shooting guard that you sleep on him, but he'll throw 30 on you. You got decent help in the front court with Sabonis and Draymond Green. You got young kids all over the place with both teams. You got Fat Mike on one sideline. You got Steve Kerr on the other sideline. Both guys know each other well. It's like a family affair right here. A family affair that's going to go 7 games. That's right. What the NBA love. This is a great matchup right here. Kings and Warriors, baby. Young versus the old, baby. 3-point snipers. Woo! Love it. Love it.
Red, did you call him Fat Mike? Mike Brown, the coach of the year? You call him Fat?
I've been calling him Fat Mike, Coach. I've been calling him Fat Mike.
You got Warriors in 7, Red?
That's a Warriors. I think I'm gonna go Kings in 7. Kings gonna win it at home.
Yeah. All right. We can cut out the Warriors being the worst team on the road stuff because that's the regular season. And let's remember, in the playoffs, there are no back-to-backs. So that factor is not as heavy in this series. Experience matters. Who has top-notch experience on the Kings beside Harrison Barnes? And it's the team that he's playing against that gave him the experience.
Hey, not real. That may help.
Right.
Nobody.
Nope. So let's the Kings. That's a wonderful story. Mike Brown,
Yes.
a wonderful job. But now the Warriors have a healthy roster. They have Wiggins back. They have
where you been?
Well, we don't want to talk about that. That's his business. But then they have the deeper roster. So as much as I like the King story, as much as I'm happy for Mike Brown turning this team around, and I hope he can sustain it, I'm going with the Warriors in 5. The Warriors in 5.
Straight dissing the Kings.
All the Warriors need to do is just win that first one or two on the road, and then they're going to win the next 2 in Golden State, and then they're going to come back and win that game in Sacramento and send the Kings packing because they cannot score with the Warriors at the level that the Warriors can shoot the 3. You got 2 snipers. Fox is a good player, but he cannot stroke it. He can be streaky. And, Kevin Huerter, we saw it in person with the Hawks. You trying to tell me Huerter going to stroke it with the likes of Klay Thompson and Steph Curry? Absolutely not. So that's why.
Don't forget Malik Monk and Keegan Murray, real.
What did Malik Monk do for your Lakers? All right, we'll holler.
All right, y'all. I've been watching this team this year. Now, this team together, you're right, like separate with the way from other teams, right? But together, these boys were balling now. I just don't want y'all to sleep on them.
What regular season is different from postseason? Like we don't.
You're
know
right. You're right.
We don't know what Sabonis is in the play.
You're right. But to be fair, now this was the Warriors team in 2015 was inexperienced. Well, no, I think they had a few rounds before. You're right. Okay.
They had
a few playoffs
on that team. Is there a Steph Curry on that? No. Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right.
Let's move on. This probably might be the best series right here. Suns versus Clippers. Man, this is tough. Right here. This is tough. And, starting with the one who's been sleeping on most of these series so far. So I think this series has awakened Armani. So who you got, Armani?
Let's see. Got the Suns, Chris Paul versus Westbrook. Oh man, this is gonna be probably the best series in basketball. And totally honest with you. But with all that being said, I'm gonna go with the Suns. I'm gonna say the Suns is 7. This game is more than likely gonna go 7 games. Not only because of the star power, but TV ratings, all that good stuff. And I'm not saying that the Clippers can't beat them because they very well could. However, it's gonna go down to who is more clutch, Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook. And y'all know I'm gonna go with Chris Paul every time. So with that being said, Suns and 7. Excuse me, Suns and 7.
He had to make a Westbrook reference. All right, Red. We're gonna let Coach go last since this guy's in this series. Who you got? Suns versus Clippers.
Suns in 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. You got him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Okay. Look, the Suns B team almost knocked the Clippers out the playoffs, had them playing in the play-in. What you think the Suns gonna do when they get their real team back? They better make mincemeat out of the Clippers. Clippers ain't got no Paul George. Clippers playing with not 100% Kawhi. Yeah, you got Westbrook and you got the other guys, but that ain't gonna be enough to stop. You talking about CP3 versus Westbrook? Oh man, if you forgot they got Kevin Durant over there and Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, the man in the middle. I mean, just Booker and Durant alone is gonna make mincemeat out of these boys. 5 games, okay? 5 games. The Suns might drop 1 in California. 5 games, and this thing finna be over with. The Suns got bigger dreams than worrying about some Clippers without PG-13. 5 Suns in 5. Count it real.
Oh, the disrespect. Oh, the disrespect.
Oh. I'm gonna go to Suns in 6. The big thing for me is leadership, and that's what the Clippers lack. Leadership on the court. I think Tyronn Lue is an excellent coach, but they don't have that coach on the floor. And the Suns do have the coach on the floor in the person of Chris Paul. Now, if something happens to Chris Paul, this series can change because he is the one that is the difference maker when it comes to having his head on his shoulders, being the coach on the floor. But one thing that we have to look at, this series can turn at any moment. As much as I believe the Suns are the better team, if injury happens, and both of these teams are injury prone. So that's the thing that has to be considered in this series. So the series can go either way. A key injury to Chris Paul, Clippers win. If Kawhi gets hurt, it's a wrap. And we don't know if Paul George is going to be able to come back in this series. But nevertheless, if everything stays the way they are, because of the coach on the floor, Chris Paul, I'm going Suns in 6. Coach, we're talking about your boys' team.
Breathe a little bit now. No, breathe a little bit.
Well, I think Coach got knocked out.
That was about what's happened to his Clippers. What's about to happen to his Clippers?
Well, again, everybody touched on it. Paul George is a big key. If he comes back, that moves the Clippers up there. But see, his health, that he's been working out, but they haven't given him a timetable. They know he's gonna miss the first few games. But one thing that's not mentioned, if Durant or Booker gets in foul trouble, who they gonna go to? Clippers got more depth than the Suns. Suns had absolutely no depth at all. They traded away everything to get KD. So the depth factor might be a part of it. A depth factor. So you're looking at what the Clippers can do with that depth, those bench players versus the bench players of Phoenix. With that being said, though, it's still Kevin Durant can outshoot anything in the country. So he's a sniper. If Paul George doesn't come back, I'm going Suns in 7.
That's the most objective about as I've heard you.
Oh, do me a favor.
Man.
Do me a favor, Coach. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Spell depth.
Oh, not depth again. Not that again.
What you said? You said depth.
Somehow you don't put an F in that word, man. Depth.
DEPTH, depth. That's how it's pronounced. It's not depth.
That ain't how you pronounce it.
It's not like you got an F in there somewhere, man.
No, depth. Yeah, I know that word throws people. Spelling bee. Oh no. I know this dude not talking about spelling. Oh my God. The last person be talking about spelling is the spelling bee champion. I know he ain't talking about spelling.
Oh my God.
Flashback. Go back to what Jerome said earlier. Wait a minute. Let me go back.
Oh.
Come out. Wait a minute. You can't you can't spell choke without the C for the Clippers. You can't. You can't. I mean, you're the last person talking about spelling.
Let's move around this last game. Grizzlies versus Lakers. I'll start off and then we'll go around the horn. Red can in later. He can be the end on this one. I think actually this is a great matchup for the Lakers. If they can play together, because they have the best scorers on their team. Ja Morant is a baller, no doubt about it. But I think Dennis Schroeder, if he has his head on straight, can at least bother Ja Morant. And that's why I like this matchup for the Lakers. Jaren Jackson can be neutralized by Anthony Davis. The biggest factor is you expect Dillon Brooks to stop LeBron James in certain games. Absolutely not. And this series will be spread out, so there'll be no back-to-backs. If the Lakers can stay healthy, the Lakers will win this series in 6. If the Lakers can stay healthy, the Lakers will win this series in 6. This is the worst possible matchup for Grizzlies because the Grizzlies are going against experience. They're going against 2 of the top players in the game when AD is on his game. And as coach would say, the Lakers have depth, right? They got depth. And they have it, do you trust Bane in the playoffs? Like the Grizzlies are a great regular season story. They do great things in the regular story. But when you need buckets, besides Ja Morant, who's going to get them buckets? And the injury to Steven Adams is going to kill them in this series because that would be the guy that they would need to make AD feel uncomfortable. AD doesn't like those strong dudes. And AD would have fits with Steven Adams, bowing them and pushing them around all series. Without Steven Adams, I got the Lakers in 6. Coach?
Rev, you got a lot of Z's in Grizzlies.
I do. You're right. Thank you.
Grizzlies.
You're right. Let me check.
Jay Morant against Anthony Davis, and not them two going against each other, is those two are the main players for both teams. If both of them, depending on which one has a better series, that's who's going to win the series. And it's going to be scary because if Jaren Jackson gets in foul trouble, then it's a wrap. It is a wrap. I can tell you that right now because the Grizzlies will have nothing. So, Lakers in 7.
Lakers in 7. That's what Coach Armani is on you, sir. You seem like you're wide awake when we talk about this here.
Yeah, because the Lakers made me eat my words a little bit. I said they probably want to make the playoffs, but they made some trades and then they got up in there. So, okay. But for the obvious reasons, like you said, Rev, it's going to be, I'm going to say the Lakers in 6. Just too much experience. They got too much depth, as we would say. You got hopefully D'Angelo Russell stays healthy. I mean, and then you got the GOAT on. When you got the GOAT on your team, ain't no limits to where you can go. So Lakers in 6.
All right. So Red is going to make it unanimous, and we just want to see how many games he's going to say.
I'm Rev. Your take sounded pretty good to me. It's really nothing I can add to it because I pretty much agree with every word. This series is gonna come down to health and basically experience. I mean, the Lakers have the 2 most experienced guys. The 2 guys are champions. The 2 guys who've been through this before. I mean, we have the 2 best players. I mean, overall in the series. I mean, if it's healthy, when healthy, the Lakers have the 2 best players in the series, AD and LeBron. It's no question about that. Ja Morant is a great player, a great up-and-coming player, young kid. He got his team playing well. But like I say, it comes down when the playoffs start. It comes down to experience and matchups. And like you said, Rev, we match up well. We have the experience. No Steven Adams. I agree with you because that probably would have made life difficult for AD. But Jaren Jackson is a decent matchup for him. He should be able to capitalize on that matchup. Like you say, Dennis Schroeder. I'm not saying he's a Ja Morant stopper, but he can definitely get that guy fits. Add Dennis and Austin and D'Lo, messing with Ja, that'll get him out of his game a little bit. The depth that we have, the Vanderbilts, the Hachimaras, the Beasleys, love it. I mean, that matches up well to what the Grizzlies have surrounding them. And it's just gonna come down to pretty much if LeBron and AD healthy, LeBron and AD gonna bring it because they know what time it is. It's playoff time. It's Laker time. It's championship time. They know what time it is. It is time to buckle down and let's play some championship ball. And I expect, these guys to bring it. And I expect my Lakers to prevail in 6 games. And if you want to make me even happier, you can do it in 5 games. The quicker you get rid of these guys and get to the next round, the happier I'll be. But definitely Lakers in 6.
Let me ask this one question, Red, before we go to halftime. If the Lakers don't win this series, will this be a disappointment?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's always disappointment when we get eliminated in the playoffs. We play for championships.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely getting eliminated in the first round.
So there's no excuse that they're a lower seed this year.
No, because because the team we have now, the team that we are looking at as the championship team, we didn't start playing until after the trading deadline. So the fact that we got it together quickly and gelling, but we here and we in the playoffs. And I'm sorry, Rev, we are the Lakers. No excuses. We have a chance to do something this year. And why piss poo that chance away is by saying, oh, well, we made it. We should be. No, we made it. We ain't happy unless we holding up this ring, baby. The Western Conference is wide open. Now, I can see if it was just dominant teams at the top and the Lakers were a lower team, and they were like, okay, well, those dominant teams, just be happy you made it. Like, no way. That is not what the Western Conference is about. That's what the East is about. The Milwaukee and the Philly and the Boston. That's dominant right there. Ain't nobody getting past them. The Western Conference this year, please raise your hand if anybody's scared of Denver, Memphis, and Sacramento. I don't see nobody's hands going up.
Nobody.
So the Lakers have a chance. The Lakers are a championship contender this year. And if we don't get it, if we get put out the first round, I am absolutely disappointed. Real.
All right, we've done our NBA review. We're back with some Braves support. We're coming back with a little football and a little bit more basketball. Hang out with us for the second half of the Red and Red Sports Show. Coming right back. Holla. And we are back for the second half of the Red and Red Sports Show. Just to let you all know, depending upon the time, the good Reverend might have to bow out a little earlier because I do have a flight to catch to go back to PA where I now live. It's been great being in the ATL this week. It's been great being in the show. on the show rather, but I got to get back to where my paycheck is. Amen. No diggity, no doubt. Jerome Case, the Lakers will not even make it to the Western Conference Finals. Have y'all discussed monetizing the show? We've had some conversations every now and then, but if you want to talk further, holla at your boys. All right. All right, Red. We're going to go back to what we haven't done in a while, the Braves report. So hopefully you're ready, sir, for the Braves report. And
Let's go.
Last season we started a clip for them to get us ready for it. So here's the Braves report. Let's get rid of it.
It's game time. It's GT.
Well, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Braves report. Well, it's been a pretty good week, performing wise. Health wise, it's been a pretty awful week. It seems like every week, y'all, Braves are having guys dropping like flies. I mean, man, the Braves injury list is probably stacked with an all-star team. So many good players we got on it. That's what we got. Max Fried, Junior Harris. This week is the guy that's been, like Rev said, the guy's been an MVP for the first part of the season. Orlando Arcia, he's on the injury list now. Oh man, I'm just trying to think who ain't on the injury list. But thankful for the guys that have been playing and have stayed healthy. Lord, why folks keep calling me in the middle of my show? Do not disturb. It don't even work. Anyway, but like performance-wise, the Braves have been balling. Our bats have been still alive. The first part of the order is raking. Acuna batting 360 higher. Matt Olson balling. Austin Riley balling. All these guys raking 300 or better. Ozzy Albies, he was struggling a little bit. Now he seems like he's coming around. Went 0 for 4 last night. But come on, Ozzy, we're going to expect big things from you today. Like the Rev said, Orlando Arcia was balling at the bottom of the order. But the Sam Hilliard kid, boy, what a shot he put in the seats last night. So, once again, the Braves 9-hole order is still raking. So the Braves offense is pretty much carrying it because our pitching has been none, left some to be desired. Oh, man. The bullpen ain't been doing as good as we would like lately, okay? They had some games this week. Like I said, we played the Reds early this week, and all 3 games were 1-run victories. That's not Braves. Like, we used to blowing teams like that out the water like we did last night to Kansas City. So we just got to get our pitching and bullpen relief pitching a little bit more consistent. But our bats are carrying us right now, Real. First place, 10-4. A little better start than we had last season when we was trying to catch the Mets and the Phillies all year. So I like the way we started at 10-4. Pretty decent week. Go Braves. Keep chopping on because we're doing pretty good to start 2023 season. Smith got ejected last night, so even he fired up a little bit.
We need to see if Snit went to the bar. Because I just saw the lineup for today. It just came down the pipe just as we were talking. Guess who's starting at first base today?
Oh, Lord.
Acuna?
No.
Oh, okay.
Ozuna?
Marcelo.
Oh, God. Please don't throw it over there. Please. Oh, God. What?
At first base?
At first base.
Snit throwing game.
He is batting. He's not only playing first base, he's batting second in the lineup.
Snit point shaving. He point shaving.
Nick,
Investigating like Pete Rose.
Like Rev said, did you go to the bar after the game last night? What are you doing?
Investigate him.
Is he trying to be creative? What is he? Is he trying to test something out? Like what is he doing?
He trying to get Marcel going, thinking batting out the run Acuna is gonna get him going.
I have absolutely no idea what kind of move this is.
When you don't bat your weight, something wrong with that guy. You gonna put him out there at first base? God, he can't even get his weight. I mean,
when you can't even bat the change in your pocket. What is he batting? .83? I bet he don't have 83 cents in his pocket.
I think this is
.59.
I think this is borderline disrespectful to the Kansas City.
Yeah, exactly. You disrespecting the Royals.
It is.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Like saying we don't respect you at all. Y'all are like a AAA team, and now we're just going to experiment with you. I don't like the experiment at all. And see, the problem now is with Braves fans, because Snicker won a World Series, you can't say nothing bad about Brian Snicker on any of those forums with the Braves. Do you have a World Series ring?
Tell my boy Michael Woodring that. I mean, Rev, he dog about almost every game. Oh my
Rev,
and they accept it, and they'll make an excuse for him. Even before he won the World Series, they'll make an excuse for him. What's up,
Rev? I just changed my note moment of the week. It just changed right there.
You ain't lying, man.
Right there.
I don't think so.
That could be a coach moment.
You sit Matt Olson sitting today, and he had a home run last night for a guy that really should be off the team. Snit. I mean, why sit Olson? Why not sit one of the other guys in the outfield?
Watch the first throw to first base. That's all I can say. Watch what happened on that first throw.
If somebody gets safe at first base because this clown dropping the ball, boy. Hey, Rev, you gonna come on here. You talking about Snit now, Rev. You know you gonna come on here next week and clown Snit for this move. So I don't know why you acting like this just don't matter right now.
It matters to me. I think it's disrespectful.
Yeah. Now watch Rev gonna come on here next week and clown Snit.
They probably will lose tonight because of being disrespectful.
We better not lose, man, because we hot right now. You doing something like this. And what is open?
It's taking this team for granted, man. Like, you got a 4-game winning streak. You got a good thing going. You need to be the chump killers that you are, because right now we're chump killers.
Right. You're right.
It's gonna
but it got us in first place.
It may get ugly in San Diego.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's probably why he's saving that.
What's up with that? How did they beat us? They play us so well. Before they played us, they were getting their butts kicked, and after they play us, San Diego can't even beat who was that blew them out? But Milwaukee came into San Diego and just treating them like a minor league team.
That's why they saving Olsen. That's why they saving Olsen.
The problem with the Braves is the pitching.
Oh God. Yeah.
I mean, you got these rookies you trying to throw out there. Then you got Charlie Morton, who you wasted $20 million on.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, right about that.
There was no reason to sign Charlie Morton to that contract, and they did it during the season. Like Double A cost us with 2 bad moves. You know, I'm not gonna say he's a bad GM because he literally won us a World Series. Period. But that Ozuna signing for 4 years, $15 million per. That's like a harness on the Braves right now. And then Charlie Morton got some pictures on AA or something. Because there was absolutely no reason, as Morton was barely making it through last year. You know what? Because you're giving up all these runs, because you can't get past the 5th inning, we're going to reward you with another season at $20 million. That was absolutely ridiculous.
What's his name is looking good, though? Bryce Elder? He's looking good.
Elder is looking good. He's definitely looking good. But we got to see what's going on with Max Fried. I was at the Braves game the other night. That doggone, what's the guy who won 20 games last year?
Right.
Kyle Wright.
Absolutely horrible. I know he was coming off injury. But be concerned if that man can't get his velocity back up.
We were shocked they won 121 last year.
Yeah, Elder is going tonight. I guess that's why they can put Ozuna there. Elder is going tonight.
No, that's not a good move because
I'm trying to help him.
Elder puts the ball in play. He doesn't strike out a lot of people, but he gets the people to hit it to his teammates. And Ozuna ain't the best fielder at first base.
Oh my God. You think we're bad in the outfield? Oh my God.
Snit, I just don't understand this move out here. And then Elder pitching. You need your best defensive guys out there in the infield, and you got Ozuna. But did he put Matt Olson in the outfield?
No, he's not playing at all.
Saving him for the
Snit, we better win this game. I know that, boy. I know we better win this game, Snit. Or you already know my note moment will be next week.
Ozuna gonna be on not top 10 on ESPN. Stay tuned.
He better have 2 home runs tonight, 2 or 3 home runs tonight, about 2 or 3 hits.
All right, gentlemen, let's get ready to do 5 for 5. Alexis Hill says they should have kept Danston Swanson, or at least sign another veteran or his frontline starter for $20 million. I'm a beg to differ. Orlando Arcia was doing a phenomenal job, doing just as well as Dansby was with the bat. And let's remember, Dansby Swanson only really had 2 good seasons out of 6 or 7 in Atlanta. He only had 2 all-star seasons. So let's not think like Dansby is perennial all-star, because he was almost on the same path as, who was that center fielder we used to have that was just straight trash? Couldn't hit nothing.
Christian Pache?
Not Pache, the other guy.
Drew Waters.
Not Drew Waters, the other guy. What's his name?
He was an everyday player? He was an everyday player?
Everyday player. Couldn't bat worth nothing in center field before Acuna came up.
Man. Yeah, we're going to think about that one before Acuna.
Yeah, I'll get the name, but let's go to 5 for 5, man. Coach, during this, I may have to have you take over, so be ready. All right. We got 5 topics. Each of you all have 1 minute to talk on this topic. Then we'll get a minute from the Rev Night Nation, and then we'll see what other.
Not BJ Upton, right?
No, it wasn't BJ Upton.
Okay.
It was one. He was like Hispanic.
Oh, okay. Man.
I'll look it up. All right, Falcon signings. That's the first topic on the board. Tell us what you think about the defensive signings that have already taken place. We got 1 minute, each of you all, 45 seconds solo, 15 seconds group screen. Then you get muted once you pass the minute. What you got? We'll start with Red. The music is on. I queued it up. VP Loomis is rolling. What you got, Red? Go.
Like I said on my page, our boy Terry, he definitely stays in the NFL grocery store. You made a trade for Jeff Okuda this week. You signed Bud Dupree from the Titans. These are decent signings, like I say. I mean, these guys live up to expectations. These will definitely, we expect some very good production from these guys. Good to solid production from all of these guys that we signed. Like I say, it's hard to really give it a final grade until we actually see it on the field. But on paper, we looking nice. On paper, the defense is looking nice. It's looking very well improved. And I mean, as a GM, before the game starts, Terry is doing his due diligence and he's doing his job. He's doing everything he can to improve the team. He's recognized that the defense has holes, and he's doing his best to fill the holes, fill them with depth, fill them with solid and decent players. And I give them credit. I just hope it pans out on the field.
Armani.
I think Terry understands what he needs to do to build up the defense with trading for Jeff Okuda and then, signing Bud Dupree. He understands that we need to be able to pad the effective passer with the pass rush. So I understand it, but I'm not going to get too excited. I'm going to reserve my feelings because, most of these guys are on improvement deals. Jeff Okuda's coming off an injury. Bud Dupree has signs of sometimes getting injured. So we'll see. I'm going to reserve my right to, give Terry, the only person that he traded for this offseason that's kind of is pretty much proven to do well and, stay healthy is Jesse Bates. So good job for right now, Terry. You're doing what you need to do to address the defense.
Go.
Finally, Armani.
You look at Fontenot been busy. He said defense. So Bud Dupree is one of those that you could put as a good bargain basement sign. You only spend $5 million. So if he comes in and plays like the Bud Dupree of old, you got a bargain. And Calais Campbell, I'm glad y'all took him from Baltimore. I appreciate it. And he'll be a good leader to help Grady Jarrett. So, and then Okuda has injuries. If he stays healthy, I think that's at least 5 interceptions a year, at least.
All right. see, Weather Night Nation has absolutely nothing on this topic.
Well, I say so, Ben. Armani, I'm proud of you, buddy. You learn how to be that even keel Falcon fan like me and Real trying to get you to be. Appreciate it. Now we are finally on the same page. Ain't time to go crazy right now. We'll see how
We'll
these
see.
signings pay.
We'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see.
We'll see when the season starts. And I promise you, if the sign is paying out, I'll be the first one to come on here and say, Terry, you did good. But we gotta see how they paying out. We got to see if these guys improve our sack total, improve our defensive ranking.
All right, Armani, you up. We're going to go right to the next topic. Odell has found a home where the crab cakes are in Baltimore. What are your thoughts? Go with it.
I mean, you can sign Odell. You can sign D-Hop. Lamar ain't coming until he gets his money, Baltimore. I'm sorry to tell you, he wants his money. So, I mean, you gave him a receiver who's at the very tail end of his career who can't really stay healthy. I mean, that doesn't do a lot. Because how do I know I'm gonna have him for most of the season? I don't know. He's had 3 ACL tears in the past 5 years? I mean, come on now. Come on. I mean, I get Odell is a great player when he's healthy, but can he be healthy? That's the question, and that's not enough to be if I'm Odell, that's not enough for me to be like, okay, I'm coming back to the team. No, that ain't enough. So, I mean, I'm glad Odell found a good situation with a good contract. 18 mil, that's pretty good, but I mean, Baltimore, y'all got to do more than that for Odell to come back for Jackson to come back because Odell still wants his money at the end of the day.
So,
this is probably going to end up being a hit or miss signing. If Odell plays like the Odell before the injuries, this is going to be good for Baltimore. Because Baltimore, I mean, look at the wide receiver history. He's the biggest wide receiver to ever come to them in the last 10 years. They don't get wide receivers for some reason. I don't know why. They don't like high-profile wide receivers. But this year, Beckham has got to prove something whether Lamar Jackson is under center or not. So it's a hit or miss.
Red.
This deal is based only if Lamar comes back to the team and plays. If they trade him away, Odell got his money, but it's not gonna mean much. If Lamar plays with him this year, it might mean something. But like our money said, how long will it mean something for? Because Odell, he's injury prone himself. How long is he gonna stay on the field? Coming off surgery, how much is he gonna get a Ravens this year? We know the Ravens gave him his money. So good job having an agent, Odell, for getting your bag. You got paid. That's what you wanted. Now, how much production you gonna have this season? That remains to be seen. But like Armani said, I don't think this is gonna sway Lamar one way or another. The man wants his bag, and whether he get it from Baltimore or another team, Odell signing ain't gonna just say, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna come back just because we got Odell." I'm gonna come back when y'all give me the bag.
All right, Alexis said it might be a good deal. For me, this deal is all about Odell going to the highest bid. It ain't got nothing to do with football. It ain't got nothing to do if Lamar comes back or not. Would Odell like Lamar to come back? Of course. Odell is looking at, I just missed out on 2 paydays because of 2 injuries. So I'm going wherever the highest bidder was. And Baltimore gave me the money. So that's all I'm concerned about.
He got a mouth to feed now. You know he got to get some money.
Yeah. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Lamar going down the stretch and to see if Baltimore or his side caves in. Baltimore's not caving in because they have a mandate by the ownership not to cave into a guy who's not working with the agent. They're working with an agent. So Lamar's going to have to cave in if he wants to get paid. All right, let's move on. Next topic, going back to basketball. Does Damian Lillard, also known as Dame Time, one out of Portland? What you think, Coach? What you got? Go.
Well, look like Dame Lillard is frustrated with the fact that Portland doesn't seem to want to surround him with any kind of talent whatsoever. And then, trust me, who wants to go to Portland? I mean, how many big name stars are going to want to go to Portland anyway? So, yeah, that ring fever has gotten him. So Now he's ready to ride. So we'll see. He had about 5 or 6 teams that could pick him up and be big time. So Portland, your loss.
Red.
Dang, I don't know. What are you surprised about, dude? You've been in Portland how long? You know what the deal is. Nobody is coming up there to play with you. I don't know how many times I got to keep telling you. If you want a ring, you want to contend for championship, you're gonna have to leave Portland. So you can just kill all this noise saying Portland, they ain't trying to be on that. They can't be on nothing because ain't nobody coming up there to play. You the only fool that want to stay up there and play. Okay, so learn to accept reality, Dame. You want to win? Leave town. Nobody time to forget all this loyalty stuff anymore. It's about championships. You want a ring? Leave Portland. Okay, that's the last time I'm gonna tell you. Nobody is coming up there. You're not gonna trade for nobody. You're not signing anybody. The only thing that's left is for you to leave town.
Armani.
Y'all know what I've been campaigning for. Y'all know what I've been campaigning for. So, I mean, Dame, listen, you're not gonna win in Portland. All right, you're not gonna win in Portland. If Philly can't get it done this year, y'all know what to do. I don't want to hear nothing else. Y'all know what to do. I don't care who besides Embiid. I don't care who got to go. Go get Damian Lillard if you can. But it's clear that he wants out. He doesn't. I mean, nobody like coaching. Red is saying nobody wants. What's in Portland? I don't even know what's in Portland. Nobody wants to be
Nice
there.
city.
Yeah, it's probably a nice city, but nobody wants to come play there. Hey, another one of them. Poverty franchise.
Poverty franchise.
Man, you're throwing that poverty word a little bit.
Yeah, well, use that. You been watching Sanford and Son or something lately?
Alexis Hill says, but he didn't sign him.
Nah.
I thought he even said that he wanted to stay the rest of his career too. And he did.
That what he said.
Yeah,
he did.
I think when they didn't make the play in, that kind of messed them up. And,
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to look at history, man. Like, if LeBron couldn't get Bosh to come play with him in Cleveland, and Cleveland is probably a more attractive city to live in as a black person than Portland, Oregon,
Right.
where you are absolutely next to nowhere.
Nowhere.
And our people are far and few in between. I did meet a black pastor from Portland this past week at a conference I was attending, but that was the only pastor ever. Well, I know 2 people who pastored Oregon, but I don't see nobody who I work with saying, "Lord, please send me to Portland."
You got more Asian Americans. If you go, the Asian American community is prominent up there. That
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest. Mm-mm.
Yeah, nobody wants to go to Portland, man. So, Dane, finally, I'm glad that you saw the light. All right, move on to the next topic. Zion frustrating the Pelicans.
Oh my
Zion
God.
Williamson says he's healthy, but he doesn't feel like Zion and won't start playing until he feels like Zion. Coach, what are your thoughts with that? You're on the clock.
One word, and I'm done. Beignets. That's it. And what else needs to be said? Beignets.
Coach say he can't stay off the big A, so he got a weight problem. That's why he's not feeling like Zion. Red, go with it.
Yeah, he got a weight problem, all right. I told you, the boy can't wait to eat. That's all he's doing. Waiting around the clock. Is it lunchtime? Is it dinner time? Man, it's breakfast time. Throw my Fruit Loops in there. Forget the Fruit Loops. I want some waffles and pancakes, lots of syrup. Woo! Man, look, the kid had the same problem we thought the kid was going to have when he got drafted. It's just coming into fruition now. And the fact that he got his bag with all of these issues going on, it just surprised me. With all the clauses they put in them contracts, the boy still cannot stay in decent shape. I mean, you got teammates calling you out, management getting frustrated. Zion, dude, another guy You need to get a clue, man. What was the point of that interview you gave the other day talking about until I feel like Zion? What does Zion feel like? Some fat dude that don't play basketball all the time? I don't understand that. Feel like Zion. Dude, you better get your butt on the court because you have cost this team. You have cost this team tremendously. They're not in the playoffs because of you, Zion. So you better look yourself in the mirror and come to some real truths about yourself, man. You need a reality check, Zion.
Armani, what you got?
I mean, at this point, it's like we beating a dead horse, man. He can't stay healthy. I mean, at this point, Zion. I mean, bro, you don't want to lose. You're not trying to lose weight. I mean, at this point, we're like, what are you doing with your life? Like, what are we doing? Everybody keeps talking about how good you are, how great of a player you are when you're on the court, but you're not on the court. So what are we doing? At this point, if I'm the Pelicans, I'm done with the Zion shenanigans. I'm trading him. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm done. Can't stay healthy. What's the point? Why is he here? We holding up our franchise and our timeline because he can't stay healthy. You don't have time for that. Trade him.
Go ahead, Rev, because I got a rebuttal on Armani.
There's no trade value for him. That's the only problem with trading.
That's it, yeah.
You know what? And then somebody trades for him, you're stuck with a huge salary with no productivity. So the trading, it's almost like Ozuna for the Braves. There's no trade value for him. Not because he's hurt, he's just trash right now. Or nobody's trading for trash, just like nobody's trading for somebody just to be on the injured list for the entire season. So basically, the Pelicans are stuck. Go ahead.
How old is he? How old is Zion?
25, 26.
Not
He
that
can't be that
old.
old.
He ain't that old?
No. Gotta be about 22.
All right,
23?
that's the benefit of Google. We can look it up right now.
You 23 or 24?
He is 22 years old.
Why trade him? He's young. Man, you got time to work with that kid. I wouldn't trade him at all. I'd get him in fat camp or something, but I wouldn't trade him. He still got some value.
I'm not holding up my franchise just for hope. We already seen he can't stay healthy. It's a waste of time.
But before this though, like Rev said, who gonna trade from at the beginning of the year? It was like of his career, I said about 2019 would trade for him. Now maybe 4 or 5.
You'll find one, Jamie.
So here's the thing. Now, we know he's not tradable right now, but we know what you said with your one word is the problem with him remaining in New Orleans.
Yeah. He can't.
Let's go down the road. Gumbo.
Jambalaya.
All of that stuff. Boudin balls. All of that stuff is the problem with him staying in New Orleans. Like, I remember us on the show, and I said, though, this is not a good place for him to be drafted to maintain his weight. New Orleans is one of the few places in America that you primarily go to New Orleans for their food.
Yep.
That besides Mardi Gras, that's why you go to New Orleans. Besides the French Quarter, you go into the French Quarter to eat, for folks to drink, and all of that kind of stuff. You know, this is not a good place to die. I tell people because I spent a lot of time in Louisiana because my daughter, went to Southern University, and I was in Louisiana quite a bit during that time. I said, Louisiana is not a place where you go to die.
Nope.
You don't go there to die. You go there to get put on a few pounds and then work out when you get back home.
Yeah, that's why I need to go to Louisiana and eat.
Man.
Zion frustrated buffet tables nationwide. Maybe he needs to go to Cali for some cauliflower.
Man, please. California, he's fat out there.
Maybe he needs to hire you, Joe, to be his personal chef.
Yep.
You can
Joe
hook
Black
If
will
he
get
go
it
to
right.
California, that boy be in Indian restaurants, Asian restaurants. He'll be in all type of culture restaurants out there. He'd be even worse.
All right, let's go with it. Kyrie is not playing
Aaron.
in the NBA playoffs, but his name will be spoken quite a bit during the playoffs in the off season. Is he going to New Orleans to accompany one Zion Williamson? Is that more hype or is that a real situation? Red, we'll start with you. What you got?
Well, the rumor I heard is that they might do a sign and trade for CJ McCollum and Kyrie Irving. Let CJ go hang out with Luca in Dallas and send Kyrie to hang out with Ingram and Zion in New Orleans. Thinking about that, that might not be a bad idea. I mean, it might fit both ways. I can actually see CJ hanging out with Luke. I mean, he's not a star player, but he's a solid enough player to where Luca is not threatened, and Luca can still do his game with a floor leader like CJ backing him up. I can see that, and I can see Zion moving his talents to New Orleans. And at least if Zion don't play, you still got Ingram and Kyrie balling on the court, and you won't feel like your organization missing that much. But hey, if you can make it happen, I'd make it happen because this might work for both teams.
Armani.
Kyrie in New Orleans, I just don't see it. I can't see it. I mean, it's not a New Orleans already. I mean, it's a nice city, but it's not attractive basketball. I can see him possibly going to. I can see him going to LA if things don't work out for LA this year. He could go to Philly. He could go to somewhere like Miami, who could use him. But I don't see it. I think that's more all talk, more than more than what's actually going on. So I just don't see Kyrie in New Orleans.
Aaron.
Go.
One thing you can't dismiss about the crazy one, the flat earther Kyrie, he's a talent. I mean, he's a talent. You can't dismiss talent no matter where you go. He's a head case, but he got talent. And, I hope they can't put everything in Dallas on him because that wasn't all him. So I don't know about New Orleans, but I'm sure he's going to get out of Dallas some kind of way. He's a traveling man.
All right. Kyrie with Brandon Ingram. I don't like the combination.
It ain't gonna work.
All right, we got Roy Michael Johnson saying Kyrie's an organizational killer. Daniel Major Zion is waiting until he feels like Zion. Kyrie and Nolan, the flat earther and a buster that pulls up his chest, the buffet eating off a flat plate. I can see this being fruitful. That's more hype. Zion eats the Indian. Trade them, move on, build around the guard.
Oh man.
More cases of diabetes than any place in the country. I believe.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe needs to go to. Oh, we already got that.
All right.
That was pretty good. All right, gentlemen, let's close this thing on out. I'm gonna try to.
You made it to the whole show.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this thing out. Gotta catch somebody at 1:15. So let's go. You have the right as we cut off 5 on it. Who has the right to do what, when, where, and how? Who wants at it first?
I'll go first. Major League Baseball, you have the right to try to get in as many good games as you can because the NBA playoffs are starting, and I don't know if anybody's going to care about baseball right now early in the season. So you better try to have some real good games to get some people at the stands, Oakland A's. I won't talk about anybody else but Oakland.
All right. Who wants at it next? Armani or Red?
Philadelphia 76ers, y'all have the right to just go ahead and just seal this thing on out this week. Don't waste no time. Brooklyn ain't nobody. They don't lost all their star players. They don't have nothing. So go ahead and finish them on out and worry about the next series.
Red.
ESPN, you have a right to tell us who exactly are you laying off? Because all we hear all the time is ESPN has about this many layoffs coming and that many layoffs coming, and you just signed Marcus Spears to a multi-year contract. And next thing you know, you're signing other folks to multi-year contracts. So I just need to know, ESPN, who exactly are you laying off? And if you're laying off people in the back that whose names we don't even know, then why even tell us you're having all these layoffs? You be announcing layoffs like you're gonna be laying off some on-air talent that we know. If the talent that you laying off are people we don't know, then the comment or the story isn't necessary. So ESPN, you have a right to stop bombarding us with your company issues, okay? If you're not laying off people like Stephen A. Smith or Molly Querum, then we don't need to know about your layoffs, okay?
All right, and I'll finish it out. Brian Snicker, you have the right to stay off the weed.
Real, come on.
Ozuna, as coach would say, I have some concerns. Somebody needs to administer you a cup, because something between when you got ejected yesterday and when you chose to put the lineup card together and put Marcell Ozuna, bat number 2, in on first base, that sounds like weed territory to me. Well, you have the right to stay off the weed.
You putting
let's not put Snicker in my territory, okay? Because I wouldn't have made no deal like that. This is what Snicker was doing right here, and he was doing a lot of it.
I mean, poor Ronald Acuna, he got to steal every base just to try to score. He might have to steal home because he ain't gonna get driven in.
Lord,
you ain't lying. Not with no Acuna.
It's been real. You all know I loved it being with y'all, man.
Nick, stay off the hand.
Thank you, Reverend Night Nation, for hanging out with us for episode 278. We'll come back with 279 next week. Hopefully Armani will be with us. Hopefully I will be with you all. But nevertheless, until the next time, much love, peace, and happiness to everyone. Thank y'all for hanging out with us for episode 278. Come back, see us, tell somebody about episode 279 next week. Holla at your boys.
I didn't even mention Joy Taylor.
Oh Lord.
Before we did it. All right. Holla.
Enjoy.